And it's time for garden update. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, I'm Kathryn, the Aerogarden Homesteader, and I am doing an indoor garden update, and it'll probably also be the last outdoor garden update. Now, I don't know what is going on with the lettuce up here. I wonder if it's more susceptible to tip burn or something. I have a fan on it, but there's tip burn happening here. This Aerogarden actually looks worse than the other one, but not by a lot. I mean, the interior leaves here look pretty good, so maybe the fan is actually helping and this is old damage. That could be the case, but I'm not 100% sure. This one has always been slightly better than the rest of them, but as you can see, there's quite a size difference between them. So, you know, obviously every vegetable will have a bit of variation, but I have not been harvesting leaves from these because they just haven't been, they feel like they're struggling. The cilantro is still trucking along, it's still changing colors, it's beautiful fall colors, but I don't think that's what it's supposed to be doing. So, I should probably clean this up soon and get another one started. I do have some seeds upstairs started, but it's nice to have multiple plants in succession. So I did finally start having small salads every once in a while because this lettuce is looking good. And I have been trying to come through and pick some of the smaller leaves and eating this one down, or picking leaves that just look like they're in kind of rough shape and giving those to the chickens. I should probably pick that one. This one, I picked some of the bigger leaves to give to the chickens. Kind of torn because it's like, these leaves are really big and tough, and so I should probably just take out the plants and start over again. I like the little leaves, they're nice and tender, and they're also like smaller. I can just put that whole leaf in my salad and just eat it like that. So I'm not sure if it's worth starting over or letting this truck along or just giving the big ones to the chickens but eating from this weird smaller one. I don't know why they're so different, but they are. Now these ones also have a little bit of tip burn going on, I have noticed, but it's not nearly as bad as the ones up there. This one is a really, really frizzy, compact head. This one it's compact, but it's not nearly as frizzy. Like, the difference is night and day. I don't know if you can see them both in frame, but this one's got some crinkliness to it. This one is just frizzy. Oh my goodness. It's just insane, the difference. Now these ones are doing really well. This one has always been slightly smaller, but this one has been doing really well. So I did harvest a little bit yesterday for a small side salad, which is very nice. And then over here, the celery is doing quite well. The tomato plant is still struggling, it's still trucking along, but I do have another one that has come up, and today is feeding day. So I'm kind of torn whether I should just leave it in here to get a little bit bigger and stronger before moving it, or just moving it and being done with it. I suspect what I will do is I will leave it in here and let it truck along another 2 weeks and then move it up because I'm just not going to do it. So it's probably just, I will just be lazy about it and let it truck along for another 2 weeks, honestly. So, but it is doing well, and so I will show you how the tomato upstairs is doing and the peppers, as well as the outdoor garden. And here is how the pepper plants are doing. They are doing wonderful. I think giving this one a prune was a good idea. It has been putting out new growth, but the peppers on it have been doing pretty well. I did increase the food again, just to help with any more of the flower drops. I'm getting more peppers. I still have lots of red ones under here that I need to pick. I'm going to be doing some roasted salsa soon, so hopefully that'll happen and use a bunch. The tomato plant is looking lovely. I even have a flower that has opened. I do need to probably go through and cut off some of the side ones. So this is the sucker, and this is the original leaf, and this is not going to put out any fruit, but this will. So I need to go through and prune those out because it's kind of interfering with some of the other suckers, and I want to make sure that it has plenty of space. And it is growing like crazy. So, but yeah, it can get a bit of a prune back, and in case you're wondering, this is how the lemon flowers are doing. I can't wait to see them open because I hear they smell lemony. So I'm kind of excited about that, but it's doing pretty good. The tomatoes doing pretty good, the peppers are doing pretty good, and I will show you how the outdoor garden is doing. And these are how the flowers and herbs are doing. Obviously a lot of this has died back, but some of these herbs are evergreen, and some of them will come back from year to year. Like the mint, I hope the mint comes back. Squirrel has been digging up here, of course. I hoped that the calendula will self-seed. Then, this is the catmint and the bee balm, lemon balm stuff. I can never remember what it is. This is where we hung the tarp just to have it dry out before folding it up for the season. And the outdoor garden is closed for the season. So I obviously still have a few random things growing. I don't know if that's mustard or what. Obviously I have the garlic is still in there. See, I don't know what that is. Could just be a weed, I guess. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in. Right there. So I cut the tomato plants down at the roots. And so if I were to pull them now, I didn't do this, this was a squirrel, but it would leave a big gaping hole. So by cutting it, it prevents the disturbance of the soil. In the spring when I pull those, they'll just pop right out and they'll be like a husk of the shell. You know, there'll be like hardly any root system left. So these were in the hoop house. I mean, they're still in the hoop house, but I took the cover off. As you can see, here's the bars. I might have to cover these back up because I think the squirrels have been having at them again, annoyingly. So my beets, yeah, I think the squirrels have been adding new holes. It's hard to tell with the leaves, but yeah, that might be. So I'll have to cover that back up again. Some of them I don't care about, but this one has beets and carrots in it, and it might actually amount to something, so it might just die because winter's around the corner. We are in a mild warm spell. It's also rainy. I don't know if you can see, but we blew all the leaves off the grass, or most of them. There's a couple lying around. We blow them into the garden space. So this is good for any bugs that need to overwinter in the leaves. They've got their hiding spots or whatever. It gets the leaves off the grass so we don't have to worry about it matting down and killing the grass. But it also mulches and gives us fertilizer for spring. So yeah, I think the squirrels have definitely been having at it. The onions are, that was a bad year for onions and leeks and things. So, and then my rutabaga never really amounted to anything. I think the slugs just got to it annoyingly. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. This was sort of the last section that was sort of functional. So I did cut these tomatoes and things out. I missed a tomato. But, and then over here, the tomatoes along the back and along the side fence there, I harvested what I could, but these, I'll probably slowly work on bringing them in over time, depending on how the days are. I mean, if they end up staying there all winter, so be it. It's fine. Well, if you can see that pop of green there, it's not really green. That was my green beans. They never really, they didn't survive. They didn't produce. I put them in too late, I think. So it's just one of those things. You just have to, you know, you live and learn, you know. It's a good thing I wasn't counting on those beans, but it would have been nice to have them. I should actually boot up a whole bunch of Aerogardens and see if I can get enough beans to do canning. That would be a cool experiment. Let me know if you're interested in that, and I will try to figure out how to make space for all those Aerogardens. Yeah, we lost a bunch of our space recently, so doing some renovations. So anyways, this is just what's left of the garden. Kind of hoping that the basil will reseed itself. The little birds have eaten most of my sunflower seeds. I don't know if they dropped any that will replant in the spring, because there is some mulch down there and weed fabric, which I really, really regret. I should not have been talked into that, but and then there's like a stone path here, so I don't know if it'll grow or anything. I did chop the marigolds. Those I just kind of chopped and dropped for now. I had some lavender here, but anyways, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll have some videos up at the end that you might enjoy, and I will see you next time on the Aerogarden Homestead.